All right, my friends, welcome to episode 324 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor at Prof Plays Games. Over there is Anthony, the dev at Summer Speak. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Are we ever going to go to like volume 2, episode 1?
No, the numbers must keep going up.
Go up, always up.
Yeah, always up.
There is no prestiging here.
No, I'm very excited about the numbers continuing to climb. It just marks time in such a fun way for me, because I started this alone for like 10 episodes, and then you came on. It's been since 2015, and now it's 2022.
I know.
It's like this whole record of us talking for years. It's really great.
Keep it up, and then it can just go into a historical record for everybody for the future.
Yes, exactly. There's some sort of time capsule where these podcasts will go into.
Kind of.
However,
I mean, the internet's kind of a time capsule.
It is, right? It's all there. However, it will no longer be on Spotify. I went to remove our podcast from Spotify. Turns out it hasn't been publishing there since episode 308 because of the RSS issue. So we are ahead of the game. This week, I asked Anthony to talk about something that I'm interested in, selfishly, because I want to get my daughter moving towards some RPGs. And I've been kind of, perusing the list of RPGs I have and thinking, nope, maybe not appropriate for my daughter. But I'm wondering what RPGs might be appropriate for young children. Not necessarily to play on their own, but kind of experience, co-playing with somebody. Obviously, like Miitopia felt like baby's first RPG, and we had a lot of fun with that. But I'm wondering if there are kind of a little, like, she's interested in story-rich anything with characters. Like right now, she is obsessed with Marvel characters. Like every Marvel property we touched, like comics or whatever, things that are appropriate for her, audiobooks or whatever. There's always a new character, and she's just like memorizing the names and memorizing their alter egos and memorizing what they look like. So she's into story, and I'm wondering if there are any RPGs that kind of are story rich.
You're gonna hate this, but I'm like, well, if you've gone through Miitopia, and that's kind of like baby's first RPG kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. The next step is Pokemon. Like, that is very base, and especially if you were going to be involved in playing it and helping out too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, they have story. They're not complicated stories. They have a lot of characters, like creatures that you're collecting and finding.
Man,
I do think those, I mean, with Arceus just coming out, but even like some of the older one, like Sword and Shield, I mean, the Sword and Shield like totally has a thing of like, let's break it, kind of set in Pokemon's version of the UK,
right?
And have like a soccer influence on things a little bit, and like how the stadiums, like big stadium battles and stuff. So I mean, there is the thing there. That's probably the next step in my head.
Yeah, that's
but
yeah, I had not thought about Pokemon, but that kind of ticks the boxes in terms of story and like a breadth of characters that she could memorize and kind of.
Or like Pokemon like the Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu version, which are like even simpler version. Like they're remakes of the first game, but pretty simple on like their catching mechanics and the whole thing. And kind of use the motion controls to capture. So I mean, she could technically throw the Pokeball to capture. So I think there's options there.
Yeah,
the other one that I've heard that is good for younger kids, especially those that like building, and I've never tried it, is Dragon Quest Builder 2.
Oh, really?
I've seen it. See that like it's recommended a lot for like probably a little bit older than her. Like I usually see it around like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I wonder what the rating is on that.
I'm
gonna check it out right now. Because we basically it's E10 is about as high as we go. It's E10. It's E10, so.
Okay. It makes sense. I'm sure there's like some combat in it, but it's really about building city, like a little village for people. it's Minecraft meets Dragon Quest, basically.
Right.
And I know that 2 is a complete different story than 1, so you don't have to. You're not going to miss anything from not playing 1. But I have heard some friends that have played that with their kids and had a blast with it.
I'm looking at the rating right now for that game, and most of the rating is based upon text, which she can't read, and I read to her, so I would just not say those things.
Yeah.
Although Dave Grohl has ruined the no cussing in the house thing. God damn it.
They gotta learn that cussing exists at some point, and it's all about teaching them when to use it and when not to use it.
Yes,
because they're going to use it no matter what, probably, and going to be exposed to it.
Yeah, I just don't want.
Might be a little young.
It's a little young, and I think I've finally realized that I feel like I'm going to get blamed for teaching her to say fuck when it's not me, it's Dave Grohl. Let's fucking go! And then she copied it like 3 days ago. Usually I can mute it. I know when it's coming, but this time I wasn't ready.
Oh, no.
She just caught it immediately. I was like...
She's like, yes!
Oh, my God. Fuck you, Dave Grohl.
I mean, it is the best word, so...
I mean, it is. It's my favorite word. I use that word more than anything.
It's a great word.
It is great.
It really is.
So useful. But, yeah. So Dragon Quest Builders 2, that's another great suggestion.
Yeah, I think that one might be a worthwhile. I actually just think there's not a lot in that age range. You've played Origami King,
Yep.
which would be another kind of starter RPG, even though it's
what about
huge.
I forgot what it's called. Mario RPG that was on the SNES, wasn't it?
The SNES. There was a Super Mario RPG on the SNES. I don't know. It's been so long since I played that one.
Yeah. What if it's just like?
I mean, it was made by Square.
Yeah.
So, maybe. I think it was still pretty lighthearted. So.
Yeah, I don't think the themes are dark. I kind of wish that they would transfer over Color Splash, Paper Mario Color Splash, just from the Wii U, just so we can get into that.
Yeah.
But I could just bring the Wii U into the house, I guess. But they did on the N64. They have Paper Mario now.
They do, the original Paper Mario.
Yeah, so
right?
maybe I could look into that.
Which that one was straight up considered a spiritual successor to Super Mario RPG.
Right.
So
that might be a good one to look at.
Yeah, I think those are all worthwhile.
But Pokemon,
you mentioned it, and I was just like racking my head. Yeah, Pokemon was the first one that came to mind because, one, I think if you're the one doing a lot of the talking and potentially playing with her, they're generally simple games, but enough depth there that you might have some enjoyment playing it.
Yeah. I mean, if I played Miitopia, I can play anything.
Yes.
Miitopia it just push B. It's a B button simulator.
So I think that's probably it. I'm trying to think. I think it all needs to be a little older. Because even though it looks very, very pretty and everything, I would say like Ni no Kuni, the first one, would be really good. It's very Ghibli-esque view, but I think it has some darker themes going on sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So for her age, like, give her a couple years, and I'd probably say thumbs up. That'd probably be fine. But
yeah, I think it'd be easier to recommend if we were in like the 7 to 8 age range.
Yeah, I think that's much easier.
Yeah, that's an E10 as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ni no Kuni.
I'm trying to see, like...
Oh, yeah, it has guns. We avoid weapons. We avoid games with guns, too, so...
Does it have guns?
Well, it says firearms. Characters can use swords, firearms, and magical attacks.
There must be a character in there that has some form of firearm.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like that type of game when I played like the demo, but
it's not
sure.
Not like Call of Duty. Yeah. We even we started playing Lego Marvel Superheroes the other day because she wanted a Spider-Man game, and I think I mentioned last time the issue with Miles Morales where like I couldn't back out of a mission.
Yeah.
So then she's like, oh, I want to play Spider-Man instead. It's like, well, it's on the external hard drive. I have to transfer it over. That's going to take like half an hour. And then our game time is done. So let's play. And I loaded up Lego. Lego Marvel Superheroes, which came out, I think, 2013, 2014, 2015, whatever. There's no gun so far, but there's like a missile that came off of a helicopter or whatever. But
sure, yeah.
But for the most part, it's just like, Lego beat 'em up kind of thing.
Yeah. This has all made me think of like when I was younger, like, geez, like the first RPG I played, but I didn't touch an RPG probably until I was like 7 or 8. Because that's probably whenever I got an NES.
Mm-hmm.
Was 88, I think, is when like the Duck Hunt, Mario Brothers gun pack-in thing came out and had a price drop, and it came out. That was 88. That was a couple years after the NES launched.
Right, because it was 86.
Yeah, and I assume that's when like most all of us got NESs, if we were gonna have one.
I didn't have one until like 91.
Yeah. So after the Super Nintendo?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Because Mario 3 came out later in America. It came out in 90, I think, and it came out in 88 in Japan.
No, I was looking that up.
Because we had asked for Nintendo for several years and didn't get it for Christmas. And then we had like Nintendo Power magazine, even though we didn't have a Nintendo, and we were just like reading the Mario 3 feature over and over and over and over again, and we got the Nintendo after that.
Yeah, let's see. 2D Origins. Mario 3 came out in Japan in 88 and came out, in North America, February 12th, 1990.
Yep.
Like, it was 16 months after Japan.
So we got then 1990 is when we were reading through like the Mario 3 stuff, if it came out in 90, because we got it for Christmas. So we got it for Christmas of 1990 then.
Okay.
And Super Nintendo came out in 91?
91, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, sure. We got it before the SNES came out then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the SNES was North America, August 23rd, 1991.
Yeah, right.
But I was like thinking, I was like, okay, putting one, like, most people I know that got a Nintendo didn't get them until that bundle existed. It was also cheaper. That's right. Like when they had a price drop. Like, that's just whenever it kind of exploded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. The RPG I remember playing the most at that time, barring Zelda, which I don't completely consider a full RPG.
Yeah. Right.
Was Dragon Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. And I'm like, how old was I when I played that? I was probably 8 because it came out here in 89. And I'm like, how the hell did I play that when I was 8? Not in a bad way. Like, I don't think it was like it's horrible or anything. It's pretty basic and everything, but just how convoluted that game was.
Right. Like how to actually like logistically get around.
Just straight up play it. So there's definitely a thing. I'm like, man. Nowadays, you actually do have things like Pokemon that, honestly, a lot of people that are adults that review it complain that it's so simple and tutorializes stuff for so long, like hits you over the head with like basic things. And I'm like, yeah, because it's meant for kids.
Because they need that
first RPG. Like they haven't experienced anything like this before.
Well, I feel like the original Ninja Turtles needed that as well. How am I supposed to do this? And that wasn't even an RPG.
Yeah, I think that I looked at that one. That was like 88 as well. I feel like there's a lot of NES games. I'm like, I thought I played it longer than I did.
Right.
But really, I just played a lot of games from like, for me, I think it was probably 88, Christmas of like 88. I bet I got one. And it was basically like 2.5, 3 years where I condensed all this game playing.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Did you have a SNES?
I had a SNES.
Yeah, okay. Because I remember,
I was a spoiled only child. I got it for my birthday in 91, like a month after it came out.
That's awesome.
And so then I had a SNES, and I think Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Super Mario World and Link to the Past.
Man, just those two games alone.
That's all I remember playing for the most part for a very long time. Actually, no, Link to the Past wasn't until 92. So I bet I just played Super Mario World for a long time.
It's a good one.
And I probably just rented games.
Yeah.
I would expect.
That's what we did too. We just rented a ton of different games. Like every weekend, we'd rent a different game, which was great because none of those games I wanted to play for longer than a weekend for the most part.
Yeah, that's basically how it came to. I remember just renting a bunch of games and being like, nope, not a fan. Nope. But I remember playing a bunch of Super Mario World.
The only game that I rented that sticks out to me as like we rented it multiple times was Uniracers for some fucking reason.
Ah, man.
I love that game.
Mega Man X.
That's a good one too.
Mega Man X, but I rented Mega Man X a bunch.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
So I don't know, like nowadays you've already done Miitopia. I do think Pokemon's probably your next stop.
I think you're right. I think that I am going to order one tonight. Which one would you recommend? Going for Switch, obviously. Like the Sword and Shield there's the Let's Go, which seem a little more basic than maybe I want, but maybe that's a good thing. But then the new remakes. I think there's 1 or 2 remakes on there, or maybe there's just one.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't have a huge knowledge of Pokemon. I missed this train very much. By a few years, basically. I just never had a Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And so, because it came out, probably our
98?
soft. What is it? Pokemon Yellow? Pokemon Red. When was Red and Blue? 90 North America. 98 in North America.
Yeah. Man, I got these dates
I mean,
on lock.
what we were, for us, being in high school at that time, like, 98, I was all in on PlayStation. By 98, I was playing FF7, FF Tactics, Gran Turismo, Metal Gear Solid would be coming out shortly after that. Like, the games I was just, like, super into was not Game Boy stuff at all. I had moved past that completely and totally. So I just kind of skipped that, and I didn't play a Pokemon until Sun and Moon on the 3DS.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first one I'd ever played. And then my kids have got Let's Go Eevee, and they liked it well enough. And I get Sword. I think I got Sword. And that's it. I haven't played any others, so I don't know.
I wonder if Arceus would be something. It's like more open worldy. I mean, maybe not. It is like more exploring. You know, like she's really good at like 3D exploring kind of thing.
So maybe, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's gotten good reviews, I think, overall.
I was surprised. I was thinking it was not going to have great reviews, but it certainly did have, like 86? Like, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, I think it generally is, honestly, getting what other Pokemon games usually get. 85 on Metacritic right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I have heard that negatives have basically been like, hey, it's slow to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like every other Pokemon game.
Right.
It takes a while to get through the tutorial, teaching you things. I know that it's kind of the Japanese term is it's an isekai story, a portal story, kind of like your modern day person that you create gets thrown back in time.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the conceit is going on here, is that your character is out of time, back into like the beginning when people are discovering Pokemon and Pokeballs and like starting to use Pokemon in society.
Interesting.
Because yes, that's totally a thing. God, this whole game and world is so weird.
I think what I'd probably do is show my daughter gameplay of Arceus and probably Sword and Shield and be like, yo, which one of these look compelling to you? Because she would tell me. And
I do think there's maybe something to Arceus that she might enjoy, because it is open world, run around, throw Pokeballs at like Pokeballs that you have that have Pokemon in them, I've seen it, you throw them at like trees and rocks and stuff, and the Pokemon pop out and like gather materials that you use to like rebuild stuff at town.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's Pokemon battles that happen. But if you like sneak up on Pokemon like in the grass where they can't see you, you can throw Pokeballs at them, actually throw them, and capture them that way without having to fight. I don't know. Yeah, just show her. See which one that she likes.
Yeah, the fact that it has like a bunch of different like main quests, side quests, different kinds of things you can dig into. Yeah, I'm gonna show her gameplay tomorrow.
Yeah.
And see what she thinks. I think I'm glad I asked you. I knew you'd have the right answer. I think Pokemon is that answer, and it's rated E. It's not even E10, which is nice.
No, they want to make it E. That's the thing. I think the biggest thing is like, yes, Pokemon fight. They never kill each other though.
Right.
It's always it's all just knocking each other out or back into the Pokeball.
Right.
Like,
cool.
That is an important aspect of the game.
Just make them retreat into the Pokeball.
Yeah, basically, or faint, knock out.
Right.
But you never kill them. So.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna load up some gameplay tomorrow and see what you think.
Yeah.
Maybe next week I'll be talking about Pokemon Arceus, Pokemon Legends.
Maybe.
I guess. And then I'll figure out how to say it.
It's Legends. It's probably not even. Maybe that's what they put the Legends there, so it's not technically considered a mainline.
Yeah. Right.
Because I've been wondering about that because it doesn't have 2 games releasing.
Yeah.
It's just a single game.
Yep.
It has pretty different like gameplay systems going on in general.
Yep.
So this might just truly just be a separate experimental type of game.
Well,
I don't know. I have a bunch of people at work that are playing it and love it. So.
Oh, really?
Again, they're all younger than me,
mm-hmm.
and like Pokemon is like their nostalgia game.
Oh, okay. Right.
Like totally, like I'm like I get it. Like you're like 3 or 4 years younger than me, and that age range typically just has a love for this game and this series.
Yeah, I feel like maybe not none, but like you didn't play it, I didn't play it, Travis didn't play it.
Nope.
You know?
None of us did. Like I mean, we were in high school together. Like I don't know anybody of our friend group that played Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or cared. Like the most that I knew of Pokemon was Pikachu and Jigglypuff in Smash.
Exactly. Yep.
Like that's how I knew those characters. That's it.
Yep.
And I knew that there was this Pokemon thing that existed.
Yep.
But nope. I think it was really just if you were a few years younger than us, this was a very important game when it came out.
Yeah.
And the series has stayed very important. Just like I think like Zelda has stayed very important to us.
Oh, man. But I think that Zelda is actually a reason why I think Arceus is probably the way to go, because my daughter loves Zelda. Like Wind Waker we've done twice. She's really enjoying Skyward Sword. But when we go to like Legend or Link to the Past, or go to any of the top-down 2D, even like Link's Awakening, she's not into it. It's just I think it's too small for her. She kind of likes the 3D environments more. So I think
No, my kids have been similar in a lot of ways. Even when they were younger, and I was showing them like the SNES Mini stuff on there, they didn't really like it all that much.
Yeah.
Which I get. I mean, they're just like, but why would I do that when I can play this really pretty thing over here?
Yeah, exactly. Like I can explore this area. Like, what is this bullshit?
They've come around to it. Like my daughter loves Stardew Valley.
Oh, nice.
Which I think, when your daughter's older, it might be a great introduction.
Oh, she
type of game.
would
like
love it.
Yeah, my daughter just absolutely adores it, and she's not, again, because it's a game that lets you kind of pick and choose what you want to do.
Right.
So like my daughter's been very about just the relationships in that game.
Oh, cool.
Like giving everyone presents, doing her little farm, getting her chicken coop. That's what she cares about. Get her chicken coop, get her chickens, name all her chickens, pet her chickens. She doesn't care about going to fight in the mines. Don't need to do that. Doesn't want to fish. Like, but the game doesn't really punish you for that. Like, sure, you don't progress some of the other objectives in the game.
Right.
But you're not punished for doing it. Like, you still get things out of it and everything. So, I think when she's older, that might be a fun one, I think.
Yeah, she's really into what were we doing? I can't remember what we were doing, but it made it very clear she's into like simmy kind of things.
Okay.
Like she could get into like farming.
No, there you go. That's the game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's yeah. I'm so excited for like when she's 7 and 8. You know, like that time frame. Oh my god, I can't wait. Just for video game kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. It
feels like it opens up.
It opens up a ton, and they're able to grasp so much more. And then it just keeps expanding from there. Like my son, who's almost 12 now, is, like I said, he played all of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah.
Like, he saw a trailer and he's like, I want to play that game. And he played it, and he was like, this is amazing. I mean, he's specifically said that it's the best game he's ever played. And I'm like, probably is.
Exactly.
I mean, don't have a wide range of experiences. That's fine. So yeah, I can see how this like lands very high on your list of games.
I mean, the 2016 Ratchet and Clank on the PS4 was fantastic, and this is like leagues beyond that. So I can see that being a fantastic experience.
It's funny, he played it and then he did some looking on his like wiki time, and he's like, "There's a movie." And there was.
Yeah.
And said it's on, and I think it was on Netflix, and so he watched the movie too. I'm like, which is basically the first game.
No, yeah, I saw it in Mexico when I was there in 2016.
Yeah. And yeah, he was like, "Cool, can I watch it?" And I'm like, "Sure." Like, why not? So, cool. Yeah, I don't know. It gets better as it older, but I think you'll find some fun experiences going on. But
I mean, we were already having fun experiences. I'm just, you know, for her
needing
to have some independent, but for her to have some independent experiences and be able to share them back and dig into her own rabbit holes. Like, I'm looking forward to her. You know, like last couple of days, it's all about drums. Like, she wants to play drums, so we put on drum videos, and she drums along, and brought her out to the booth and put her headphones on, or not her headphones on, the sound protective, so we don't blow our fucking eardrums playing drums. And just put on Nandi Bushell, who you might know her, the one who like called out Dave Grohl for a drum off.
Okay, yeah.
And she just like song after song after song played along, and she just like she gets into a thing, and you know, it's Spider-Man, and then it's Avengers, and now it's drumming, and then next week it'll be something else. So I can see Pokemon being a thing she gets into, and then when she's able to get into the thing on her independently and like come back and tell me things, I'm like, oh, what the fuck that is? That's great. That's a lot of fun.
That's when it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because that's totally been my son with like No Man's Sky.
Right.
Because he got super deep into No Man's Sky, and he's just telling me things about it. I'm like, I had no clue.
It's like,
thank you for letting me know.
Crazy
and,
philosophy.
Like Minecraft as well. Like he knows far more about Minecraft than I ever knew.
Yeah.
It's like, the best enchant for your boots is this, and your weapon, and like if you're gonna do this, you should go with this type of gear, and I'm like, sure.
He's like,
that's great
for you.
Yeah. I'm like, awesome. I don't even know what you're talking about. That's cool.
What are boots?
Yeah.
Oh,
when could you enchant things?
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible in Minecraft, but I've only played
it. It totally is.
Huh.
Yes, there's a whole enchanting thing, and that's like another level of crafting and stuff. So, yeah. It's cool.
Super cool.
when they get to play and they start growing in that way. So, but yeah, I'll be curious to know what her opinions are after showing her like a trailer of Arceus.
Yeah, I'll let you know I'll let you know during the week, but we'll let the listeners know next week. Have you been playing Final Fantasy 14 this week?
I mean, I played some, but I actually took a break, and I've been playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions more. About 6 hours into Tokyo Mirage Sessions now. It is effectively Persona Fire Emblem. Like,
that's pretty cool.
Less Fire Emblem than Persona. Like, it's Shin Megami Tensei fighting style, like weaknesses, the whole thing, and wanting to exploit weaknesses in the combat to make chains of attacks happen, the whole thing. But it feels more like a lighthearted Persona, and the fact that it's following around like teens and young adults who want to be idols in Japan.
Right.
So they're just singing their hearts out, and And I would say character designs are made for the male gaze a little bit at times. You're like, oh, geez, okay.
I was going to ask you, aren't you glad you can put this on your portable and hide the screen?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about that game.
Oh, it's kind of ridiculous. And it's even toned down for the US release, because I know there was a whole group of people that were pissed off that Nintendo was censoring it for the West. Right. But I'm like, they didn't censor it too bad, I guess. Because I don't really... Oh boy, there are times where you're just like, okay, sure. Well, that's a costume. That's choice.
Your wife walks by like, whoa, what are you doing?
She would understand.
Yeah.
She knows enough about Japan. She's like, yeah. Shall I show you Final Fantasy X and Lulu with the belt skirt and like the top that barely covers her boobs?
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah. She just kind of rolls her eyes at it and she's like, yep, you're gonna get some of that. So, but overall, I have been enjoying just the gameplay and the whole thing quite a bit. The first dungeon had some neat puzzles to it, how to traverse different levels of it, and not too hard, but more than just like run from floor to floor. You had to do some thinking on what you needed to set and switches and stuff so that you could progress higher up. But overall, generally a fun game. I think it would probably just be kind of a slightly better than good JRPG.
Yeah,
is how I put it.
It kind of tracks with the reviews that came out there.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's not bad by any means, but it's not as, I would say, inspired as some of the other Atlas JRPGs.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that mostly portable and when I've had time. And then I played this other game. You probably didn't hear about it. It's an early access game on Steam called Vampire Survivors.
Nope.
It's $3. It's a 2D game that I read. I don't know if it's on their page or on their Steam page or somewhere else that linked to it, which was basically like, no, you are the bullet hell in this game.
What?
So it's a roguelite, basically, and it's very Castlevania inspired in design. Like the first character you get has a whip attack.
Tell me more.
But it's just a big open world. Like the first map is just a grassy field. It's open, and you move your character WSD up, down, left, right, and around the screen, and you're just doing these auto attacks. So you start with a whip, and it whips out in front of you, and you hit enemies in front of you, and it's just waves and waves and waves of enemies coming at you, and you're just trying to upgrade your weapons. You can have up to 6 different attacks, and they can have up to many upgrades, and you have 6 support items, and you're just playing these games that last about 30 minutes tops if you can survive, and you're just destroying hordes of enemies trying to collect the experience to upgrade everything. It's pure dopamine. That's all it is.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
It's just pure dopamine. It's an early access, so there's more coming. I saw a Kotaku article on it, and I was like, it's $3. I'll pick this thing up. Why not?
Yeah.
And I probably put way more time into it than I expected. I got every achievement possible.
Oh my
God.
Now,
an early which sounds huge, but I'm pretty sure that's probably like 12 hours of play, 14 hours of play. But it's $3. It was great. Yeah.
Let's
so
see
dumb.
Here. 2 friends own this game. One of them is Anthony. Last online, 75. Well, you must be offline. Okay. Wow. It says similar to Dead Cells and Death's Gambit that I've played.
I guess because it's a roguelite. So I played 21 hours actually.
Oh my. Let's see. Wow, that's an interesting. Wow, visually I'm very confused about what I'm looking at.
You're in center. You throw out attacks. You destroy enemies.
Huh. Okay.
That's the basics of it. I've seen people on stream playing it.
That's better with the video.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The trailer, actually. The trailer, first tagline of the trailer is, be the bullet hell. Like, that's your job. Is
Be the bullet hell. Yep.
Be the bullet hell. Collect treasures and crap.
Find
Get items.
treasures.
It's incredibly simple, but whenever you get a build to come together, it feels so good.
Oh my god, there go the crosses.
Yep. You just get such a rush of, like, feeling like you're just a god in this game when your build comes together, and then it collapses so fast.
Like you're making it, you're dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm picking this up.
It's $3. That's the thing about it. I'm like, it's a dumb game, but it's a very well made dumb game. Oh, there's a patch. Oh, they added 3 new achievements, 2 new characters. This was today.
They had 3 new characters today?
Yeah, no, 3 new achievements added today, 2 new characters to choose from. So that brings it up to 10 characters, I believe. You unlock as you play. 1 new special challenge stage. It's the Mad Forest, the one you start in, but has no new enemies nor layout. Comes with a minor new feature, which will expand as early access goes on. Reworking Mad Forest layout. Yep, that's what the screen looks like. New streamer-friendly soundtrack. Okay, that's good. New animations for mudmen, mummies, ghost witches, and library bosses.
Does that mean they're using licensed music?
Music, probably. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, only 1, 2... It's very few people actually making it. They basically have been... They do a lot of... you look at their credits, they have credited a bunch of stuff that they bought from different asset stores.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Built the game.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's dumb, but, like, if you just want that dopamine, this is the game. Like,
I do.
And now that you said they added more characters, I'm like, well, shit, I gotta play more.
Well, I am currently installing this game.
It's small. It's simple.
And installed.
This is the thing. Like, oh my god, it has nearly 17,000 reviews, and it's overwhelmingly positive. 99% positive.
I wonder if that's more than just a value proposition. My other friend has played. It says one friend has played recently at 6.5 hours, and then you said you've played, but it doesn't show any hours for you. That's weird. Unless you're blocking.
Block that.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that I turn that stuff off. I don't.
Yeah. No one needs to know how much time you're spending.
Stuff being public. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, technically, yes, I am on Steam right now, but I have it set to offline. I don't tend to like to be bugged when games are going on.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just a weird privacy thing. It also helps because in the past there's been times when I've been playing games that aren't released yet, so it's much easier. And, like, Steam has protections against showing that, but I don't trust it.
Yep, you want to be safe.
I have trained myself to just stay in offline or invisible all the time, so people can't see me playing things that may or may not be out yet.
Oh my god, this looks fucking dope. I'm gonna play this as soon as we get off tonight.
So it's so dumb, but it's so good.
So good.
And you'll die really fast the first time.
Yeah, of course.
You'll start learning. The only thing I'll say is that difficulty does not ramp up based on, like, what you've killed. It ramps up. A new wave of enemies happens every minute on the minute. And they increase in difficulty. So it's more up to you to see if you can stay on curve to survive the waves properly, or as if you can't, you die very fast. But it is a roguelite, so you play, you earn some currency, you can start spending that currency on power-ups and stuff outside the game, unlocking characters, different characters, the whole thing.
Cool.
So,
dude, this looks dope.
I do recommend it to anybody. It's $3. Come on.
I'm so glad that you mentioned this. This is good. I'm gonna play this as soon as we get off. I got a new amp sim that I wanted to play with, which I will later tonight, but I'm gonna play this first. For me this week, same thing as always. Recently, well, actually two things. Skyward Sword. We are in the second area. It's the Eldin volcano, I think.
You're farther than I ever made it.
Oh yeah, it is.
I think so.
Did you get the mole gloves that you dig into the ground?
Nope.
Okay, so it's kind of cool. Getting, kind of like they talked about Metroid Dread, or we've experienced Metroid Dread, where you kind of get items quickly. It feels like that's happening a little bit in Skyward Sword, which kind of like breathes new life into the gameplay, and helps you solve puzzles in a different way. But we're currently stuck trying to figure out how to get the bomb bag, because we need to carry bombs to a different location to open up a new part of the volcano. And we're not sure how to do it yet. So that part's a little confusing or obtuse to me right now, and I refuse to Google it. I want to do it. So we're kind of stuck there, so we bounced off a little bit. My daughter wanted to try Spider-Man, because she's obsessed with that show, and the Spidey and His Amazing Friends kids show. So we loaded up Marvel's Avengers. No, not fuck. It's Marvel's Superheroes? Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. Marvel's Superheroes? Something like that, whatever. And I was playing it, and I was like, God, this is really familiar. Really familiar. I'm Mr. Fantastic. I'm turning into a teapot. I'm supposed to shrink myself into a grate. Last time I played this, I couldn't find what I was supposed to do, but I found it quickly because I remember doing it last time. Holy shit! This is the first podcast that I did. This is 2015, podcast number 1 or number 2, where I was playing this game and talking about how I was Mr. Fantastic turning into a teapot, and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with a teapot? And I was like, oh my god, I've come full circle. I'm now playing this with my daughter. And she was like, you're a teapot. She was just laughing because I turned into a teapot. And I was like, all right, there is a point in the teapot. It's to make my daughter laugh. Perfect.
There you go.
But it's fun. It's just, the Lego puzzles that you have to, build things in the game and figure things out. Like, my daughter loves it. She loves Legos. I built her a Lego table for Christmas, and we play that all the fucking time. Loves it so much. We bought another Lego set for her grandparents' house so they can play there and build things. She just loves building things, of course. So those are the 2 games I played this week. Skyward Sword is awesome. It is really good.
Okay.
And I'm so surprised considering how maligned. I feel like it's been maligned for what it was on the Wii, but people always talked about how great the dungeons are. And for the opening dungeon in the Skyview Temple in the kind of forest area, it was the first temple or whatever, but it was really well put together. And I think I mentioned it before, but I think it's hilarious. I was just stuck. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And my daughter takes the controller and jumps off the bridge I was in, swims underneath, so that I see a new area I didn't notice before because I didn't go down there. And she's like, here. I was like, how did you see that? So it's really fun playing with her, and she was so proud of herself for seeing something that Daddy didn't see, which is not hard to do, but I didn't tell her that. She unlike me pays attention, so it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I would, man, if you are a Zelda fan, I would recommend watching some videos at least of the Switch version and see what you think, because I think it's fantastic.
I should look at what the change. I'm looking at. Actually, just Google changes. All right. I mean, one of the things that would help would be you can fast forward dialogue now.
Yes. Oh my god. It is very helpful.
And these tips are optional now. Mm-hmm. I mean, those 2 things would be huge for getting through some of this crap. You can skip cutscenes.
Yep.
Item notifications. Do you tend to use the motion controls?
Not at all.
Okay, that's good, because that was also the thing that killed the Wii version of it for me. I fucking hated the motion controls.
No, I use the you have to hold L.
Flick the stick.
Well, you flick the stick and you have to hold L, and then you can use the camera. It took a second to get used to it, but now it's fine. Like, even the camera issues I had in the first temple, like I've figured out how to get around them. So.
Yeah, I just got the combat got grating when you have to be like, okay, I'm swinging at everything.
Yep, totally.
It got real grating after a while.
Well, it's still a little annoying. You have to like swing the right direction to counter where they are holding their shield or weapon or whatever. Yeah. So it's like I flicked the fucking stick that way. Well, no, you didn't. It didn't register. Like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But it's just minor annoyances. because they wanted to do their motion control thing, and it made the game worse.
I would agree.
But this takes away most of that, like 80% of it. When I finish it, I can send it to you too, if you are interested. If you watch some videos and are interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are like 8 hours in now, and it just feels like it was like that. It's been great.
Okay.
So,
definitely made it farther than I did in 8 hours. That's for sure.
Well, and I need to advance the story when I'm not playing with her, because sometimes she gets a little frustrated that I'm like running around trying to find things or collect things or whatever, and she kind of wants to keep going. So I need to, spend more time on my own moving forward a little bit, so that she gets a little less frustrated with that. Because there is some backtracking, and half the time she just wants to go back to the sky anyways. I was like, oh, right. Yeah. So we use the amiibo to go back to the sky, and whenever we do, we always find something new. It's like, great. I give her the controller, and she runs around and fucking finds like a secret treasure chest or some crazy shit, and it's always cool. And she found Beetle's shop. It's like, how the fuck did you find this? Yeah, it's cool. It's the first time that I think the discovery has been not equal, because I'm playing more than her, but she's discovered a few things that I didn't notice or, wasn't thinking about. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, super, super, super cool. I'm hoping these fucking new Zelda games coming to the Switch are not just rumors, but true. Give us, Twilight Princess and fucking Wind Waker. Just give us Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my daughter would lose it.
I figure it has to be at some point. They already made the HD version of it for the Wii U, so why not just bring it along?
Yep.
Come on,
it's
time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you missed the anniversary.
Make some money.
Yes, exactly. Well, I will buy that game again.
Yeah. Yeah, you missed the anniversary, but it's fine.
Who cares?
We'll forgive you.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll still take it. My daughter has Baby Link, little stuffy, brings it everywhere, and she was having me tell her stories about the first time she met Baby Link today. Still like, number one for her.
Yeah.
So yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for the new game. I'm going to check out Zombie Survivor. Nope. No. Vampire Survivors.
Much cooler than zombies.
Yes. No fucking zombies, please. This has been episode 324 of Prof and Dev Play Games. If you like our podcast, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. And we're not talking about a Nintendo Direct because it didn't happen in January, and I am sad. But maybe
I still think one's coming soon.
Yeah.
Again, just general rumors I'm hearing from online and how other devs are talking about being coy. Right. So I think it's coming. Arceus is out now, so I bet
the next
sometime in February there'll be one to get prepped for the next few months on like why do you own a Switch? What's coming?
Yes, that's a great question. What's coming? Because I have no fucking clue now. Now that Arceus is out. So.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the podcast. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next week.
Later, all.